welcome to In Conversation with Himali. I hope everyone is doing very well. It's a warm welcome to Satyan Turakia, Director Marketing in a family-owned manufacturing company, Nilicon Food Dyes and Chemicals Limited, Mumbai. A prime manufacturer of high-quality dyes, pigments for pharmaceutical, cosmetics, personal care, home care, stationery, and inkjet ink industries. It also produces specialty fluorescent dyes. The majority of its production is exported around the world. Nilicon is regarded as one of the top 3 producers in the world for food colors, cosmetic pigments, and fluorescent dyes for industrial applications. Satyan, thank you so much for agreeing to grace my channel. And although I have kind of mentioned about your company, but we would like to know a little more about you and maybe more about your business as well.
Thank you very much, Himali. It is nice to meet you and speak to you on your channel. Well, I've been working since last almost 25 plus years in Nilicon. The company started in 1983 by my dad, Mr. Mukund Turakia. The company, as you rightly said, is in legislated colors, so to speak. That is, we sell colors to industries like food, pharma, cosmetics, which are legislated. There are strict regulations which we have to adhere to sell our products. As you rightly pointed out, we are primarily into the export market. 80 to 85% of our products are exported around the world. Directly, indirectly, we sell to almost 100 countries.
Wow.
And as a country, India, of course, is our largest market because we sell approximately 15 to 20% of our products in India. So in exports, we do not sell more than that to any particular single country. So India also is a very important market. And as the middle class is growing in the country, our sales are also growing because people demand higher and higher quality products.
Right.
And our colors are used.
Right. Wow. And something about yourself, Mr. Satyan, something that, about your background?
Well, I am primarily a commerce student. I did my BCom, that is Bachelor's of Commerce, from Mumbai University, from a college called R.A. Podar in Matunga in Mumbai.
Okay.
And then I was fortunate to get admitted to SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, which is also in Mumbai, which institutes to do MBA. So I did my MBA in operations management.
All right. Okay.
And then after joining, and then I immediately joined my dad. Yes, please.
No, that's wonderful. And no, I was about to say that we have an SP Jain here as well in Singapore.
Yes, during our times, they didn't have the global campuses like they have now in Singapore, Dubai, and Sydney.
Right, right.
But I was fortunate, as I said, to get admitted there and had a wonderful time doing my MBA course there.
I'm sure it must have been. And I'll straight on move on to my questions. And my first question to you is, I'm sure, many would believe that you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, because business was set up by your father and passed on to you. What would you like to say about that?
Well, there is no doubt that it's easier to join an existing business.
Right.
I think starting something
I have lost your voice.
We had a lot of say in the way the things went about after we joined the company, because when we joined the company, it was a proprietorship. So the company was pretty small. I'm happy to say that the company has grown almost 35 times from the day I joined in 1996. So the company has increased considerably. And thanks to the way my father runs the company, we get independence in the areas we handle. So I handle, as I said, as you said in my introduction, I handle marketing.
Yeah.
So I get complete freedom in all areas of marketing. Of course, we are also involved as part of the family and general management of the company. So of course, to an extent, it is easy to join an existing establishment. But as I said, the company also has grown. and we've played a small part in its growth.
Right. So 35% of growth, that is huge.
35 times. The growth has been 35 times.
I mean, yeah, 35 times the growth. And that's a big
It was a pretty
growth.
small company. As I said, it was a proprietary company. So, and like any startup, it had many problems. We had a lot of working capital issues because of no bank. When I joined the company in 1996, the company was started in 83, so it was 13 years old when I joined the company.
Okay.
And no bank would loan us in those days because we had more creditors than debtors in our books. That's a no-no for any bank.
Wow.
When you have more creditors than debtors, that is, we had to pay more money than we had to receive. So it was a delicate state in which both my brother and myself joined the company. And things turned around, and I would say internet was a big enabler for us to change the way we worked, because we could contact customers all around the world thanks to the internet, sitting in our office. I remember earlier when I joined the company, I used to go to our export promotion council to visit their library. And physically, we had to see customer names in their directories. They would keep directories from all around the world. So we would have to physically go through it. Now at a click of a button, you type something and you get it on your internet.
Absolutely.
So internet helped us a lot to reach out to the world, showcase to the world the products we can offer. We were one of the first ones to put up our website.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
So our domain, so that helped a lot.
Right. So that means I can very well say that yes, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but you turned it into a golden spoon, isn't it, Mr. Satyan? Would you agree? Right.
Yes.
Right. So your company produces food colors, and when I was growing up, I grew up believing that food colors are harmful to the body. Is that a myth or a fact?
See, anything which is not home cooked, if you talk about food, because we are in the food business, we sell colors to the food industry. So actually, whether today or 100 years back or 100 years from today in future, home cooked food is the best food to have. It has all the natural ingredients, the freshness, the quality control of your house, the mother, or whoever is the cook. So naturally, everything home cooked is the best thing to have. So naturally, if you avoid outside food, you will also avoid all artificial or synthetic or natural ingredients.
Right.
Having said that, anything in limits is not harmful. WHO, which is World Health Organization, has studied all these artificial ingredients, including colors. And has come out with what they refer to as ADI, average daily intake.
Oh, okay.
So based on average daily intake, they assume that how much would a normal human being, a healthy normal human being would consume in a day. For example, they may have 1 liter of this or 100 grams of that. And based on that, they have come out with maximum permissible dose of various artificial ingredients which can be allowed in a particular food product. So a beverage manufacturer or a cake manufacturer or a sweet manufacturer cannot add more color or flavor or any other artificial ingredient more than by the law. So in that terms, if you are well within those limits and a normal human being with normal food habits and eat once in a while outside food, then I don't think any of these ingredients are harmful.
Right.
But of course, anything in excess is harmful. Anything in excess is harmful. If you are going to drink 3 liters of Coke every day, for example, apart from the color, you will be also having all types of other ingredients into your body. So anything in excess, of course, is bad.
Definitely. Thank you so much for kind of clearing that fact to me. Since yours is a family business, was it possible for you to bring in your own insights and the changing trends of business ethics in comparison to what your father had set up? And I do understand from what you said that you made your company grow, so definitely you must have brought in something different. Could you tell us what kind of change was that?
Yeah, absolutely. My father was a person who gave us the free hand. Thanks to him, we could innovate, we could do various new things, experiment, fail. He allowed failure. He never reprimanded us if we failed. That is part of life and in business. So he was extremely motivating, extremely supportive of our ideas and our thought processes. And one thing which kind of differentiates me from my father is he is essentially a technocrat. He is a chemical engineer from one of the premier institutes of India, UDCT in Matunga.
Okay.
So I am a commerce background. So naturally, our thought processes were kind of tangential. Many times it were opposite each other.
Sure.
So we've had a lot of debates, arguments, and many times he has allowed us do what we wanted to do in our sphere of, for example, if it is something to do with production, he has the say, because that's his mastery. But something to do with sales and marketing, he would allow us to do whatever I wanted to do. So,
so with the changing trend, he was open to the changes that you could bring into business.
Yes.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about the advertising gimmicks that every organization uses to sell its products? Does advertising play a big role even today when every information is available on the internet?
I think advertising is an important medium to reach out to your target segment. I don't think all companies are, when you say advertising, it's not gimmick company. Advertising backed by good products will always work. You need to promote yourself. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai, as you say. What is seen is what is sold. So even if you have a great product, but if you don't advertise, people will not know about it.
Sure.
So of course, nowadays the medium of advertising has changed. Earlier you had advertisements through newspapers or hoardings or TV. Now social media is a big enabler.
Oh yes.
So things, the way you advertise has changed, but of course advertising is very useful. Definitely. As I said, if backed by a great product and great advertising, create a great combination.
Right, lovely. So what is success to you, and who would you attribute this success to?
Well, success to me is nothing to do with my business. Success to me is my family. If I have a happy family, that is success to me.
Lovely.
Because at the end of the day, you do all this hard work and see that at the end of the day, your immediate family is happy. I'm very thankful that we have a joint family. We all stay together in the same society, so we have access to each other's houses practically every day. My kids go to my brother's house or their grandparents' house, or they come over to us every other day. Right. So apart from the business, we are together even in the house. So a happy family, I think, is for me a measure of success. And
beautiful.
Thanks to the family, we are all doing well.
Right.
And
So would you say that family support makes the difference to your business also?
100%. Support from your family is extremely important to succeed in whatever endeavor you are doing. And we've been fortunate to have that.
Right. So your company has been very successful, not only in terms of the Indian market, but even markets outside. How do you, this is something that I'm just thinking of, spontaneously, how do you give back to the society?
We have many, I don't know if you are aware, but in India, the government has mandated all private enterprises to contribute 2% of their profits in social initiatives, what we refer to as CSR, corporate social responsibility.
All right.
So apart from that, as a family and as Indians, I would say, giving back to the society is something which we have learned from our forefathers.
Yes.
My father, I refer to him as a Gandhian. So he believes in spending more on others and not on him.
Wow. Wow.
do contribute locally in the industrial area where we come from. That is Roha.
Right.
Roha is
Right.
where our factories are situated. It's a
Okay.
small town, so we have contributed in the hospital, in the
Wow.
school, in the library, bus stop. In Mumbai, we started a child, what do you call, self-help initiative for children
Okay.
for their mental health issues.
Oh, I see.
So, children
Wow.
with ADHD, dyslexic, what do you call it, therapy.
All right.
So we started a center called Rise and Shine in Ghatkopar.
Oh,
In
lovely.
collaboration with there is a Brahman Samaj there. So
Okay.
they had free space in which we converted into this Rise and Shine center for children
Wonderful.
with mental disabilities. We do
Wonderful.
such initiatives and try to give back to the society.
Right. So to my viewers, as you notice that Mr. Satyan not only is involved in his business, but him and his family are together involved in doing much more for the society. And that's something that we should be taking away, for ourselves as well. Mr. Satyan, what would your message, what would be your message of success? Or let me say, what is your success mantra for the upcoming business entrepreneurs?
I think hard work is what I would say. Common sense, I think it's not rocket science. It's simple common sense. My grandfather used to say common sense is the most uncommon. So
Absolutely.
simple common sense. Never leave. Hustle. The word hustle, what I call that. If you pursue something, you pursue till you succeed.
Wow.
So these are the things which I think are important. As I said, no rocket science, no big words, just common sense. I would say would be the
mantra.
best thing to have. Yeah.
Right. So, so according to you, it is all about never giving up, no matter what comes your way, because if you have a goal, you just go follow it, right?
Correct.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Success isn't overnight. It's when every day you get a little better than before. It all adds up. Listening to your vision makes us understand the grind and the hard work a businessman puts in to achieve success. And your message, the success mantra that you have shared is going to be useful to many of us. Thank you so much, Mr. Satyan, for giving us your time and sharing your journey with us. For my viewers, if you would like to know more about their business, kindly check on the link provided in the description. And do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel and share the video ahead. We don't know, there are so many people who want to start business with the changing times. It's more of everyone wants to do their own thing. This could be an inspiration. Thank you very much, Mr. Satyan. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Himali. Thank you.
Thank you.